used to enter some tips and needless to follow this story for you and keep you updated. Remain at their lowest level since last summer. So, this is just concluded the annual general meeting and conference held virtually because of the perils of the COVID-19 pandemic.
So the theme of the general conference was working during and looking beyond COVID-19, the way forward for law enforcement. Meanwhile, Attorney General and Public Safety Minister, the Honorable Sarah Benjamin, has extended congratulations to Commissioner Rodney on behalf of the government of Antigua and Barbuda.
The Attorney General and Public Safety Minister also praising the police chief for his unstinting service in law enforcement in Antigua and Barbuda and the region. And we're pleased to have Commissioner Rodney now joining us via Skype. Good evening, Commissioner. Thank you so much for joining us and, of course, being long-suffering despite the travails and the gremlins of the technology. Now, you had been second vice president before, now you're first vice president. What's your reaction to that?
I'm very much pleased with the confidence placed in me by my colleagues, seeing that I served in the first term as a second vice president and now to be elevated to the first vice president. So I'm very much pleased with the confidence that has been placed in me.
And what was the main focus of the meeting in relation to collaboration with forces around the region?
And what we tried to do, as you just mentioned, the theme that we was using, obviously we focused on what's happening with the pandemic and how do we provide quality policing, but also what happened beyond that. And to subsidize that type of thing, we had presentation from various stakeholders. As the Association of Commissioners of Police, we have great partnership with the international bodies and regional bodies, so we had presentations from all of them. And also we had the opportunity to listen to the vendors, persons who are in technology for law enforcement to at least tell us some of the new advances that are there and some of the threats that are there. So for instance, during the presentations to go with our theme, we had presentation from the International Commissioners of Police, Chief of Police, and we had from the NOC, the National Organization for Black Law Enforcement Executive, referred to as NOBLE. So we had input from CARICOM Impact and also from RSS. And one of the new areas, the AUA trying to build a relationship with us, so we hopefully might have an MOU with them, similar to what we have with the International Chief of Police and with NOVA.
Just very quickly and finally, Commissioner, can you talk with us about some of the practical ways in which it has borne fruit in terms of the collaboration between Antigua and Barbuda's police force and the police forces across the region? Because after all, the ACCP is a collaboration of 25 police forces across the region.
Yeah, we mentioned a very simple motto, which is united against crime. So when we have meetings of this nature and conferences, we basically network with each other and share best practices so we can assist one another. So Antigua, being a member of the ACCP, benefits a lot from the new technologies that are out there. You get the opportunity to hear about it, and you also get the opportunity to network with other persons. So a lot of best practices are shared, and even some of the topics that are selected for the conferences are very important, because some of the challenges faced by other developed countries, we are also facing them, and then it's an opportunity for us to get more information and more, to know what is happening out there, so it can assist us on the local scene. So I think what the ACCP has been doing over the years is providing that opportunity to partner and to learn, so that at the end of the day we can stick to our motto, which is united against crime.
And you serve for how long in the position of First Vice President?
Every year there's elections. This year I'll be serving until next year, when we have our next annual general meeting, and we hope that at that time we will be going in person in London and not during the virtual way as we did this year.
Alright, indeed, let's see what happens with COVID-19. Really appreciate it, Commissioner. Thank you so much for joining us. And
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to serve locally and also
for Squire and for the police force. Turning our attention to sports, and man of the hour joins us, Terry Andrew. What's in sports, Terry?
Hey guys, we're following a number of stories around the world. Here's a few of them. Coming up in sports, busy international home schedule for West Indies. Ryan reacts to becoming the first Antiguan boxer to qualify for the Olympics. And champions Manchester City set an away-win record. These stories are ahead.
This sports report is brought to you by Total Imports.
It's not easy getting rid of these types of greases every day. It's hard work. And if you really think about it, it's not really us doing the cleaning. At Total Import Supplies, we believe it's all about the product. Our extensive new line of chemical products are extremely concentrated, eco-friendly, effective, and guaranteed to make your life a whole lot easier. Whether you're cleaning at home, the office, or in industrial type spaces, when it comes to food-based solvents, sanitizers, cleaners, floor care, commercial machines, and the dispensers for laundry care, let the product do most of the work for you. Introducing the best brands in the cleaning business on Ken Clean Limited, available only from Total Import Supplies.
Welcome back. Cricket West Indies have announced a packed home schedule with South Africa, Pakistan and Australia, all set to tour the Caribbean in the summer. Joel Rain looks ahead.
From June to August, West Indies will host South Africa, Pakistan and Australia in consecutive series at home. The summer will start with a test and T20 international series against South Africa in June. The series was originally scheduled to be played in 2020. The tests will be played in St. Lucia starting from June 10 before the series moves to Grenada for a 5-match T20 international series which ends on July 3rd. It will be the first bilateral meeting between the sides in the Caribbean since 2010. West Indies will then welcome Australia in a white ball series running from July 9 to 24. The series will feature 5 T20 internationals also in St. Lucia and 3 Cricket World Cup Super League ODIs in Barbados. Following West Indies' 3-0 victory against Sri Lanka, they have their eyes set on an automatic qualification spot for the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup 2023. Pakistan then visit for a 5-match T20 international series in Barbados and Guyana, followed by 2 tests in Jamaica. The tour will stretch from June 26 to August 24, and in 4 before the start of the Hero Caribbean Premier League in St. Kitts. The busy schedule consists of a total of 15 T20 internationals, making for ample preparation ahead of their defense of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2021 in India, as well as 4 tests and 3 ODIs. Senior CEO Johnny Grave says to host 3 international teams back-to-back in 5 territories is unprecedented, and putting these fixtures together was an enormous COVID-related logistical challenge. Jory, ABS Sports.
Stellar cricket former Windies Test captain Jason Holder has described cricket during the ongoing COVID-19 environment as the hardest days of his career. Holder points to mental exhaustion as one of the major side effects of the biosecure bubble. Chief Sergeant has our story.
The 29-year-old Barbadian was one of several West Indies players who returned to the Caribbean recently following the abrupt suspension of the Indian Premier League due to the surge of COVID-19 cases in India. Holder, who featured in a single game for Sunrisers Hyderabad, flew to India immediately following Sri Lanka's tour of the Caribbean. The Barbadian played a key role in cricket's historic first biosecure series when he led West Indies on a 3-test tour of England last July at the height of the pandemic. The top-ranked Test all-rounder played cricket virtually non-stop thereafter, leading Barbados triumphs in the CPL last August, turning out in the IPL for Sunrisers before heading directly to New Zealand for West Indies' 2-test tour in December. Holder said even though he was disappointed the IPL could not have continued, the focus now would be on rejuvenating himself. Chief Sergeant, ABS Sports.
The UK-based boxer Alston Ryan is upbeat about representing the Two Island state at the Tokyo Olympics this summer. Ryan will become the first boxer to represent Antigua and Barbuda at the Global Showpiece.
It's an honor to represent my country at the biggest sporting event in the world. The Olympics have always been a dream of mine. It's been years in the making, and I'm privileged to perform my sport at the highest stage. My mindset heading into the games is to remain focused, continue preparing diligently. I believe it's a platform where I can display my hard work and talent. The goal I've set for Tokyo is to get on the podium and represent myself and my country with honor and pride.
Ryan received one of the 49 quota spots from the Americas after the qualifiers schedule for Buenos Aires, Argentina, was scrapped last month due to the pandemic. The Pan-American bronze medalist is ranked 5th in the lightweight 57 kg to 63 kg division in the Americas. Now to football, Manchester City twice came from behind to beat Newcastle 4 goals to 3. Their first game since being confirmed as Premier League champions. Ferran Torres registered a hat-trick for City, and his superb backfield finish was the highlight of a remarkable game that swung back and forth. Pep Guardiola's side walked out to the Guard of Honor at St. James's Park. It was their 12th successive away win in the Premier League, the most in the top 4 tiers of English football. Victory leaves City on to 83 points at the top of the table, while Newcastle remain in 16th, with both teams having 2 league games left to play. Also from City defender Aymeric Laporte has had his switch in nationality from France to Spain. Approved by FIFA, the 26-year-old was granted Spanish citizenship earlier in the week and now playing for the country at Euro 2020 this summer. Laporte has played for France's youth teams but has not made an appearance for the country's senior team. A FIFA statement says he could play for Spain with immediate effect. Laporte was born in France, joined City for a then club record £57 million in January 2018. Alongside Athletic Bilbao, last year FIFA's annual congress will be a change which meant players could switch countries if they had not played more than 3 matches for a country before the age of 21 and had not featured at a World Cup or continental tournament. Now, an online petition with more than 350,000 signatures calling for the Tokyo 2020 Games to be cancelled has been submitted to organizers earlier today. The campaign called Stop Tokyo Olympics claims holding the games will divert crucial medical services from the general public. Coronavirus continue to rise in Japan.
Hindi naman siya buang. Yung parang ano lang. Hindi naman buang. Kasi alam niya naman yung ginagawa niya. Yung alam mo yung dito. Oo. Hindi siya buang. Wala ang pagdamot. Hindi na. Tanda na kasi yan. Gusto ko na tuloy pakinggan yung ano. Dali ko kalingap na kanta. Dance. Gusto ng ibang tao, ano? isasayaw ng mga kapatid ni Ryan. Kasi ginawa nila ng step. Ginawa nila ng step? Sinong mga babae na nakatawa? Si Buninay, si Buninay, si Sherry, ay hindi si Sherry, Shena. Hindi Shena. Hindi, Rizalin. Sino Rizalin? Kapatid nila Bombay. Magaling yung mga bata. Ang galing naman ni ano, no? Ang galing ni Sheena, no? Parang responsible ate. Swerte nila kasi nandyan sila po Rab, no? Kahit wala pa sila Rab, talagang inaano ni Sheena yung mga kapatid niya. Mabuti-butanan siya, no? Hindi siya kiri-kiri na katulad ng iba. Wala nang namatay si nanay niya. Hindi na talaga na pumunta lalo na kay Bombay. Alagaan niya talaga kasi. Mabuti hindi kiri-kiri na katulad ng iba. Paano kung naging kiri-kiri?
With a 102-98 win over San Antonio Spurs. MVP favorite recorded Jokic.
Di ba yung iba boyfriend, no? Katulad nung bata na nag-lipstick na 16 years old pa lang. May kalipin na. May kalipin yun? My goodness, yung 90 ng boyfriend?